Hey, we're in the 2025 Nissan Armada, finally redesigned after about a decade, maybe a little bit more. Oh, that guy triggered the parking sensors. This is the Platinum Reserve, and it comes in a little over $83,000. Now, you can get this in 4x4, it'll add about $3,000 more dollars. I'm going to tell you guys if you should be getting this model, maybe over the competition, should you be getting this trim level. We got some of the kids loaded up today, so we're going to do I guess an abbreviated family review. We have had all the family in here. We've had every seat in this car filled. The rest of the family, they're busy doing other things. So I got Gigi and Mumu here, and we're gonna review the 25 Nissan Armada together. All right, girls, where are you gonna be when we get out of the car?
On the sidewalk.
On the sidewalk. All right, so let's get out. Careful, careful.
Let's go.
It's a big step. Now, the running boards there, of course, they're standard, and that makes life a lot easier. Now, I don't know on the Pro-4X model, which is new for 2025, that off-roading trim, which has big fat tires on it, skid plates, better approach angles, that sort of stuff. Not sure if that running board is there. I highly doubt it. Beautiful vehicle. Let's pop the hood first, and then I'll talk about the design. Let's lift this up, and this is a big departure over the last model. The twin turbo V6 is replacing the V8, the 5.6 liter V8. I saw a GX460 on the way over here, so that's why that number came up. But 5.6 liter V8 is gone. Now we have 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. They replaced the 7-speed auto now with a 9-speed auto. Like I said, this is a rear wheel drive model. You can get this in 4x4. All the trims are available in 4x4 as an option and standard in the Pro-4X model. Fuel economy, it's going to be about 16 miles per gallon. I should say in town, on the highway, it'll be a little bit better. I would say it's going to be about 2 to 3 miles per gallon better than the old V8. I've seen best in town about 19 miles per gallon. Just depends on your sort of driving habits, etc. So yeah, they're having fun. All right, so let's look at the design of the new Armada. I think it's wonderful. I think they nailed it. I think it's better looking than all the body on frame Chevy products or GMC products. I think it's even better looking, and it's just personal opinion, than the QX80 that is in the Infiniti lineup, which is a carbon copy of this, just a little bit fancier in some ways. But I like the design of this. I love the daytime running lights. These also act as your amber turn signals. I'll go ahead and turn those on. We got 22-inch wheels on this Platinum Reserve, and I do like having the 4-door smart key access there. But I love how big, chunky this daytime running light is. The sun's hitting it right now, so it's actually a little bit hard to see it in direct sunlight, but most lights are kind of hard to see in direct sunlight. We have parking sensors down there. This has Pro Pilot Assist 2.1, which is optional across most of the lineup. It gives you 360 camera. It gives you a few different things, head-up display. It also gives you kind of that more assisted driving feature. We got the turn indicator also in the mirror. We'll talk about these turn indicators when we start driving. They're not my favorite. This thing's massive, and that's what an Armada is. People love these things because they're huge. My wife feels safe in this. And you can see that it's actually squatting down a little bit. This has adaptive suspension, air ride suspension, and it does help with ride quality, especially when you get wheels of this size, these 22-inch wheels. You can get 20s on this. Like I said, you can get 18s on the Pro-4X. You can also get 18-inch wheels on the base model. I think, what is that, the SL or SV? I always get it switched around with Nissan. The base grade will give you 18-inch wheels, but it only gives you one interior color option, and that's black. That's not going to be people's probably first choice here in Florida. People have been saying, and I take the girls through the school car lines, this vehicle's been getting a lot of praise from the teachers. They love this paint scheme, the two-tone, the black on the top, the red on the bottom. I think it's a gorgeous color. It's kind of a cinnamon color. It has a lot of sparkle in it. But I like this piece that comes up here at the end. It kind of reminds me of the Nissan, the Mitsubishi Outlander, how it has a little piece that comes up. I like more body color paint on vehicles, and I like that little swoop around the D-pillar where it says Armada. 2 fins on top, that's kind of cool. And here is the new brake light area, the back end, brake light here, the back of the vehicle. It matches quite well the front of the vehicle. All right, you can't see any exhaust tips, but it looks good overall. I mean, the trailer hitch is hidden. I want to say it tows around 8,500 pounds, same as the outgoing model. There it goes. Let's go and lift up the big Armada type rear hatch. Now, I'm going to put an image. We went to Sam's Club yesterday with all the seats full, and it was tight. So if you have regularly 7 kids in here, or 7 seats filled, it's maybe not the best vehicle for you, because you're not going to have enough cargo space. We're putting stuff behind the front seats. We'd even buy that much stuff. So with that being said, minivan's going to be your best option. Unfortunately for Nissan, they don't have the Quest in America. They don't bring the L Grand in America, their minivan in many parts of the world, especially Japan. So it's just kind of sad that the L Grand isn't here, or the Nissan Quest for families that don't need a huge house towing SUV. But all right, let's keep moving. 150 watt power, AC power here for, I mean, you could run it to power some electronics in the back. Power folding second and third row seats, and then here's the air ride suspension control. Is there anything under here? Maybe some assisted, or should I say some hidden storage, but it's really not very useful. Underneath should be a spare tire. Yep, hopefully you guys can see that spare tire. And let's go ahead and close this hatch. Sorry girls, you standing right behind me, I tripped over them. Hey girls, let's go ahead and get in the back seat real quick, because I want to show the audience what it's like. Look how easy it is for them to get in. Not as easy for them to get out, but all right, so this is a huge improvement over the old Armada. I remember if you wanted captain seats on the old Armada, this was like, there's this big console in the middle that the kids had to step over. Look at this room. It's so much easier for them to get in the back. This Nissan Reserve, Platinum Reserve, has these really fancy leather seats, quilted. They're very, very nice. Hurry up, we're not going back outside, I don't think. Heated seats on the outboard model, or should I say the outboard seats here. USBs here, USBs here. And they still have chargers. Oh my gosh, so what is that? They have 1 USB on each side. Girls, you have huge windows, right? Yeah. And look above you, you have the air vents right above. So in the summertime for air conditioning, you're gonna get cooled off really nicely. And then you can also, with those buttons, you can fold the seats a bit, but don't press that, okay? All right. No, we're gonna start driving, okay? But look how big these windows are. They're really, really nice for you guys. And you have speakers back here. You have, oh yes, this light's been handy for them when they can't see in the morning to buckle their seats, right, Maggie? Some of the seats fold back here. You can fold down those seats so you can put more stuff back there. Watch you look at the sun? Yeah, I close my eyes. Oh, okay, because you're not really looking at the sun. Okay. All right. Like I said, this area has been great, and this is something I think the old Armada couldn't do, is that these seats can slide. All right, which is fantastic for everyone's functionality, moving in and around the vehicle, etc., making more leg room. Hey girls, can you sit down and buckle up, because we're gonna get moving soon. Also, we have the panel roof. Oh, this is I like how big this door is. It opens up quite wide. I'd like it maybe to open a little bit wider, but on this Reserve model, really, really nice leather adorned, and then Klipsch audio speakers. I haven't even been listening to the Klipsch because there's a family's been in here. So there's no sunshades back here, which is kind of surprising. All right, I want to say the old model had sunshades, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, this has massaging seats in this Reserve model. Platinum Reserve, there's a standard Platinum that doesn't have the massaging seats and doesn't have the, I want to say, might not have the air ride suspension either. All right, real nice adornment of leather here on the seat, or sorry, the door. I was looking at the seat, the memory seats here. Klipsch audio, auto folding mirrors, and lumbar control. Like I said, massaging seats. Massaging seats are okay in here. Here's the lane centering, head-up display. I like the head-up display a lot, but the massaging seats are just okay because they only massage like right in here. Okay, my back goes all the way up here, and it doesn't massage the bottom. All right, an accordion area to hide your stuff. Actually, I put a full 2x2, so 4 drinks from Dunkin' Donuts here the other day, and just sat right here, which was awesome. So I like this. This actually acts as a table if you need it to. Wireless charger here, 2 more USBs. I've already lost count of how many we have in here. 2, I think 8 USB-Cs. That's crazy. Cup holders, climate control area. It's fine. I would rather have rotary dials here because this takes a long time to adjust the temperature, just pressing up and down. There's also no sync button, so you have to go in through here and press sync to get it synced. Luckily there's a heated steering wheel button. We do have buttons dedicated for heated and ventilated seats, volume knob. I just rather, you know, it's not perfect. Also, I haven't once played with this, your different drive modes, which is going to be right here. I'm just in standard. I'm not trying to do any off-roading. Well, I'm in a rear-wheel drive model. I'm not trying to do any racing, or I'm not towing anything. Look at all these blank piano keys here. I mean, this is the top of the line model, all right? So it makes me wonder, does the Nissan Patrol and other markets maybe have auxiliary points here where you can hook up cameras for off-roading, or does the Pro-4X have more stuff like center locking diff? Is that in here? Electronic locking differential, 99% sure that's in the Pro-4X. Here's, this is the first time I press this button. It's just on automatic height control, but I don't see it doing anything. So I just leave that alone. Auto start stop. It's actually pretty pleasant in here, so I haven't needed to turn this off. Also, speaking of Nissan Patrol, since 1951, the Armada and the Patrol are the same vehicle now. That wasn't always the case with the first generation Armada. Oh, okay. So it actually turned off the height control, so it's not on auto anymore. I don't know what it's on. I'm just gonna put auto back on because I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I'll be 100% honest. Start button here. Also, you're put in a drive. Girls, stop trying to talk over me, please. All right, and with these keys here, I've noticed that when you want to turn the car off, it's best to put it in park instead of just, if you're in drive and you're at a stop, just turning it off without putting it in park. And the reason is there's a big clunk, so it doesn't sound like it's very healthy for the vehicle. So I always put it into park first, then turn it off. So this new steering wheel is fantastic. We have a diagonally oriented scroll wheel. Oh, there's your drive height. Okay, because auto is not on anymore. Do I have to hold it? There, you have to hold it, and now it's lowering. Okay, interesting. It's lowering because I'm parked. So anyways, 12-inch screen here, 14-inch screen here. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are both wireless. The problem is when I plugged my phone, or not plugged in, when I connected my phone wirelessly and wanted to listen to a YouTube video, it wouldn't allow me to listen with Android Auto on. It just kept pausing it. So I don't know if I need to restart my phone. That could be user error. I'm not 100% sure. So I just use the Google Maps if I need to go places, which is really, really nice here. Google built in. And yeah, the height control is now at the lowest setting as we shrunk down. Here's your ProPilot control settings. I'm not going to play with that much, actually at all today. Here's your paddle shifters for the 9-speed auto. Now, if you wanted to actually use rotary dial and stuff and the buttons here to control this screen, you press this little button here, and now I can play with the, as you can see, I'm controlling, I'll just press home here. I can control that with this right here, but honestly, I just like it to control this area. I prefer to use a touchscreen here. This is all felt lined, which is very impressive, very luxurious. And the dash is really nice here, nice materials. We do have a digital rearview mirror. I think that's the first time I've turned it on. Now I can actually see fairly well. Look how much visibility I actually have despite all of the massive headrests up. It's better than I was expecting. But yeah, digital rearview mirror, it's not bad. It's kind of zoomed in too much. I don't know if there's a way to zoom out. There probably is. You can see all this language here. But I'm just gonna stick with the regular mirror. I also have an interior cabin camera system. I think there's one here too, but this is the one that will let you see your cabin. The Honda Odyssey kind of has this feature. I don't know what I'm doing. A dash cam, that's what I'm looking for. The dash cam, I can see outside the vehicle, as you guys can see there. I can also see the inside camera, and there you go. Now, if I want to see more of just the kids, I press the plus button and I can focus more on kids. So the Honda Odyssey has a similar thing too, but the camera is like located right here. It doesn't have a panel roof. So the camera is located here, so we can actually see the baby. You can't see the baby from this camera, right? Because it's not that much different than me turning around that point of view. So it's okay. I don't know how many people are going to be using it, to be honest, but maybe they'll be using the outside camera as a dash cam for whatever reason. All right, that's kind of cool. You can take photos, you can record. Yeah, dash cam's a neat thing. So with that being said, girls, I think, are we ready to start driving? Are you guys ready to start driving? You've been so patient. All right, let's get on the road. All right, girls, we're not going to go over that bridge. We're going to go over other bridges. Is that all right? Yes. Camera button's right here, which is nice for parking this behemoth. Is it necessary? It actually might be, because this thing is so big. It might be necessary for you guys to get that 360 camera feature, but it's kind of bundled into the Pro Pilot package, which is like a $3,000 package. But okay, one of us, you unbuckled on accident, so that's a great safety feature. She got it? All right, let's get going. I just used the auto brake hold feature, and it's actually memory, which I love. So every time the car turns off and turns it back on, it remembers that I like to have that setting on, the auto brake hold setting, which is super, super nice when you have a very, very torquey vehicle. And I remember wanting that on the old Armada, the auto brake hold. Instead, I remember putting that vehicle in the park a lot at stops because, yeah, that V8 was just purring with a lot of torque. Now this has about 100 more pound-feet of torque than the old Armada V8. It has about 25 more horsepower. Girls, are you ready to go fast? Yeah. All right. So let's put some of that power to the ground here. Okay, there we go. And that's, you know, around 50. So it's got tons of power. I've heard some people say that the V6 is loud in here. I think it's quieter than the old V8. It doesn't sound as good or as throaty as the old V8, you know. I'm a fan of V8s, and I miss the fact that the V8's gone, but, you know, after driving it, I don't miss a V8 that much. I'm getting slightly better fuel economy. I have better response and torque. It's, I would say, overall a better driving experience with this twin turbo V6. Like, it's very, very impressive how good it is. I've driven twin turbo V6 in the Sequoia, the Tundra, other Japanese competitors. Nissan's is just really smooth, really, really torquey. It's a very good powertrain, and I'm happy with it. But like I said, like, pedal down, it's got lots of balls in it. I think it's very quiet. I really never ever hear the engine. I think when I do hear the engine, it has a very pleasant V6 note to it. It sounds good as a V8, but it's very quiet, and I never know the engine's really working hard unless I'm like over 50% throttle. So very refined powertrain. We'll move on from the twin turbo V6. I give it honestly like an A+ overall. It's very, very impressive, very smooth, very refined, and pretty much just working in the background. You have all the power and torque you could want here. The ride quality. Some people say, okay, well, what do I have to compare this to? Compared to the Sequoia, I have this to compare to against the Lexus LX. I have the QX80, the new QX80. Now, when I reviewed the QX80, I didn't like how the suspension was on there. It was okay most of the time, but every once in a while it'd be a bit jittery, a bit harsh, and it would struggle at times. This is the exact same vehicle, except this is rear-wheel drive model. Keep that in mind. That might have something to do with the suspension feel, because I love the ride quality on here. Very smooth, very comfortable. Yes, this has the Air Ride adaptive suspension. That might be helping, but the QX80 had that too, and it couldn't deal with some of the imperfections in the road nearly as well as this does. Again, that had a four-wheel drive, so I'm not quite sure why there's a difference, why I have much better ride quality here than the QX80, but I do. How does this compare to the Sequoia? Way better than the ride quality in the Sequoia, not even close. I think the Sequoia might have some even bigger wheels. That might have a problem, be a problem too. The Sequoia also has a solid rear axle. This does not, I believe. All right, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's an independent rear. I should have looked underneath. I didn't look underneath, but I'll fact check myself. Regardless if it's an independent rear or not, the ride quality is much better than the Sequoia in here. Compared to like a Lexus LX, I think this has better ride quality. So very, very impressed overall with the Armada's powertrain, impressed with the ride quality, impressed with the interior quality, the fit and finish, the build quality here. It's made in Japan. The Sequoia, for example, is made in San Antonio, for if you guys even care about that. But this thing's also very quiet. There is sometimes, yes, I have acoustic glass. There is sometimes when traffic's zooming by, it's not as quiet as I'd like it to be, but that's if I'm like focusing on it. If I'm trying to like, oh, can I hear that car? Yeah, I can hear that car. Can I hear this? Yeah, you can hear it, but it's not obnoxious. It's still a very, very quiet interior. I don't feel like I have to yell to the kids because it's very well insulated and they can hear me quite well. What can I complain about? Well, fuel economy, but it is what it is. It's better than the old ones, so I can't complain too much. It's better than the V8 fuel economy. This glossy black and the lack of a rotary dial. Like I have a rotary dial for ride select or whatever, eco mode and race mode or sport mode. Well, I don't see why I would need a knob for that. I'd much rather have the knob for temperature select. In the glossy black that goes around all this area is just a fingerprint collecting nightmare. Okay, you hear, I think the child seat clicking back there. It's not the car. Now, I haven't really driven any modern Tahoes. I've been in modern Tahoes. Their V8s are quite dreamy, very creamy and smooth and just super refined. Am I missing that here? Just a little bit. I do miss that dreamy V8 sound, that dreamy V8 feel, just a little bit, but it wouldn't be the decision-making factor between getting this and a General Motors V8 product, I don't think, because this is a really, really well executed powertrain from Nissan. Oh, there's one other thing here, because I don't have a lot of turns in Florida, but this is something that the new Armada really has improved upon, is its handling capabilities. It feels very planted in the turns, and there's very little body roll compared to the outgoing models or the old V8 model. Shifts are super smooth with this transmission. Yeah, I'm just very happy in here. Other than the glossy black, there's nothing for me to really complain about in the Nissan Armada. Now, should you spend $80,000 on this? I would say it can command that price. I have no problem. It's a way better deal. I like this better than the QX80, and it's about 30 grand less spec for spec. So, yeah, it's not a bad value. Would I be spending this much though? Personally, I like to see what more of the lesser trims can get me. So for about 20 grand less than this, you can get the it's a second grade up. It's a second grade up, and that gives me a tan interior. Similarly, it's not quite as nice as these quilted seats, but it gives me the tan interior. It has 20-inch wheels, which is going to be good for ride quality. I'd rather have the 18s. What about the Pro-4X trim? Can I recommend that? I don't know. I haven't driven it, but I think it looks amazing, and it probably is. Like, here's the thing. People in America don't realize how special of a vehicle the Armada really is. It's based off of, it's the same vehicle as the Nissan Patrol. And the Patrol, like this vehicle, well, there's also a little shine down puddle lamp on this vehicle at night. So since 1951 with a silhouette of the Armada / Patrol. Like, this thing is legendary. In many parts of the world, the Middle East especially, this is a peer-to-peer rival to the Toyota full-size LandCruiser, the J300. I haven't driven a J300, but I've driven the Lexus LX, and I like this better than the Lexus LX, and it costs a lot less than a Lexus LX. The ride quality is better. I like the twin-turbo V6 and transmission better here. It's just a more refined vehicle than the Lexus LX, and probably therefore the J300 LandCruiser. How would I compare this to the Lexus GX? I like this better than the Lexus GX. I know when you're talking about $80,000, it's in that luxury tier. I know doesn't have a luxury badge on it, and the Infiniti is kind of dead for me because I like this better than the Infiniti and it costs less. So what about a GX? Well, the GX looks cooler than this. It has that clout, that more boxy I guess, silhouette to it, more traditional, boxy appearance. That has a lot of clout to it. This is a better built vehicle, I would say, than the Lexus GX. It feels more solid. How does it compare to the LandCruiser, the J250 LandCruiser? I think I like this better. I think I like it better than the LandCruiser. What the LandCruiser has, well, it has its nameplate. This isn't quite as, it doesn't have that, LandCruiser heritage name, but to me it does, because it has the Patrol name in other markets. And the Patrol, to me, is on the same footing as the LandCruiser. You might be calling me crazy, but it is. It's legendary. It's extremely capable off-road vehicle. They're built to last. They're overbuilt machines, and this feels very similar to in spirit to the Patrol / Armada that it's replacing. I can't say that about Toyota's latest LandCruiser offerings, and even the Lexus LX and GX. They don't feel cut from the same cloth as the vehicles that they replace, like the GX 460 or the LandCruiser 200. The new LandCruisers feel very different, very different. This Patrol / Armada feels like it doesn't feel much different, and maybe it's because it's the same platform as the old. I think it might be the same platform as the old models. It's just been modified, it's updated, it's a little bit more capable now. And so the feel is still here, that old school feel, even though I don't believe I have the hydraulic steering. The steering feel in here, there's no one around me. The steering feel in here is really, really nice. This thing's just an absolute cruise missile. And it doesn't feel quite as whale or beluga-like. Not only on the outside is it more chiseled compared to the outgoing models, but it doesn't wallow in the turns like the old V8 models used to. It's just a much more stable feeling vehicle, but still has that amazing solid feel to it that the old models possessed. So I'm head over heels for this, to be honest. It is the best body on frame offering from Japan, I think. All right, I'd like to see you guys battle me down below, but this engine is more refined than any of the new twin turbo V6s from Toyota. It's a more refined experience than the turbo 4-cylinder hybrid stuff that Toyota has going on with their LandCruisers. It looks great. Toyota's LandCruisers look pretty good as well, but like, I'm just really, really happy here. It still feels old school. It's old school with a modern twist. It's a great SUV, and Nissan, this is one of their best vehicles. I said that about the outgoing Armada. I wouldn't hesitate to still buy an outgoing Armada with the V8. This new one's really good too. Yeah, it feels a part of the family. It feels like since 1951, it feels like it has that old soul is brought into a new body. It's been reincarnated properly here. I'm very, very happy with Nissan's execution. If Nissan can sell enough of these, maybe it's going to help them out financially. They've hit a home run here, and I'm very happy with the newly redesigned Armada. So let's see here. If Cassie said anything? Cassie likes how big these vehicles are. She loved the old Armada. She loves the new Armada as well. We just know from a family standpoint, we have 5 kids. It's not the right vehicle for us, but maybe as the kids get older, this is the sort of vehicle Cassie would probably love to be driving. She loves the Armada. If she just had more cargo space, ooh man, it'd be hard to convince her not to get one, but she knows like sliding doors, more cargo space. It's just like I said, it's too bad Nissan does no longer offer a minivan here. I'd love to have an L Grand hybrid or e-Power would be amazing. So Nissan, maybe you're listening. For the bigger families, I know there's not a lot of us out there, but sliding doors, even for a smaller family, is a godsend. And we miss your minivans, but hey, this is pretty dang cool. So I'll see you guys in the comments. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of opinions out there. Armada versus / Patrol versus LandCruiser. this is it. This is the best one currently available out of the Japanese-made body and frame SUVs. I'd like to see you guys share your thoughts in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm waiting for this light to turn green, and girls, we're gonna go fast, okay? Because this thing has some serious balls. Are you ready? Oof, just smoked that RX. That RX got off the line quite nicely though. That lady had a tea time to make. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Nissan, well done. Thank you for sending this to me for a week. We've really enjoyed it. And I don't want to get rid of it. I love driving this thing. I love it, I love it, I love it. Catch you in the next one. Peace.